galas, grand openings, medals, and a sunrise dance floor. This week, the site covered a lot of ground between Beverly Hills and Ellis Island, and somehow all of it felt like it meant something.
We're looking at recognition and honors, the nightlife and arts world colliding in some unexpected places, questions about American identity, and young creators getting their moment. Let's start with who's being celebrated and why.
The question threading through this segment is what an award ceremony is actually for, and whether the Gracie Awards answered that better than most.
Michelle Mitchell's piece on the 51st Annual Gracie Awards sets the tone early. McDowell's acceptance speech put it plainly. I have had the absolute audacity to age, and I love everyone who has embraced it as much as I have.
That line drew laughter and applause, and it should, because it reframed the whole evening. This wasn't a ceremony about polish. It was about women controlling their own narratives, out loud, in a room full of peers.
Host Yvette Nicole Brown reinforced that, reminding the audience that women in media didn't wait for an invitation. They built their own rooms. Mickey Guyton performed, Stevie Wonder presented, and honorees ranged from Tina Knowles to Monica Lewinsky to Jordan Childs.
Meanwhile, Mitchell also covered the Brotherhood Sister Soul Voices Gala, where Iman and Derek Forjor were honored. Forjor called Brosis's mission a kind of radical love that makes individuals and communities whole. Different room, same frequency.
And the Tower Cancer Research Foundation's 30th anniversary Tower of Hope Gala is set for June 9th, posthumously honoring NBA player Jason Collins, who lost his battle with glioblastoma. TCRF has helped generate over $12 million in research funding tied to 15 FDA-approved treatments.
Also in the honors column, Philadelphia bartender Alexis Ortega crowned 2026 U.S. Bartender of the Year by El Indio Gordo. Ortega now heads to Scotland to compete globally, carrying, as he put it, that same energy and a little dancing to the world stage.
From a Beverly Hills ballroom to a cocktail competition stage, the common thread is people being recognized for fully showing up as themselves.
This segment is about what happens when entertainment stops being a single thing, when a venue or an event stops asking you to choose between the game, the concert, and the party.
Elindio Gordo's piece on Tailgate Beach Club captures that shift directly. The 50,000-square-foot day club at Mandalay Bay opened with Snoop Dogg headlining, and the Post describes it as the living room for modern pop culture fandom.
So the upshot is, this isn't a sports bar with better lighting. It's a venue built on the premise that fans in 2026 move fluidly between playoff basketball, hip-hop, reality TV, and poolside cabanas without feeling any friction between them.
Tony Hawk, George Kittle, Nick Boza, and Love Island cast members all showed up opening weekend. Click Hospitality founder Andy Mossy described the vision as one place where game day, music, and Las Vegas day life coexist. Memorial Day programming follows with Fat Joe and Perio Land.
And if Tailgate is the daylight version of this convergence, 11 is the nocturnal one. El Indio Gordo's piece covers their World Cup rollout across Miami, Toronto, and New York, running June 11 through July 19 under the banner Where the World Comes to Play.
Co-founder Dennis DeGori framed it as matching the emotional scale of the tournament itself. The New York finale lands at Cipriani 42nd Street on July 17 and 18, with the Toronto leg featuring French Montana and Guy Gerber at FYE Ultra Club.
On a quieter frequency, Purple Station brings a Prince tribute to the Shrine in Harlem on June 6, 10 years after Prince's passing. Velvet and Raspberry Berets strongly encouraged.
And Michelle Mitchell's piece on De Beers at Frieze, New York sits at the art end of this spectrum. The Voyage Through the Diamond Realm installation traced diamonds from ancient stardust to southern African landscapes, with a follow-up dinner anchored by artist Nasir Dean's Matter of Eternity installation. Sharon Stone, Swizz Beatz, and Sierra were among those attending.
Also worth noting, Hampton Water's Artist Series, also covered by Mitchell, pairs an organic rosé with painter Mary Ball's watercolor label and donates a portion of proceeds to the Conservation Fund. Wine as gallery object. John Bon Jovi understood the assignment.
What connects all of it is the blurring of categories. Sports and music, art and commerce, nightlife and wellness. The walls keep coming down.
The question here is whether symbols of American arrival still carry weight, and whether 2026 is the right moment to find out.
El Indio Gordo's piece on the Ellis Island Medals of Honor describes 76 honorees gathering in the Great Hall on May 16th. Chairman Nasser J. Kazemini said, "As we honor the enduring legacy of immigrants and the generations who helped shape this nation, we must also dedicate ourselves to building a stronger future for those who follow."
The medal has been awarded since 1986, recognized by both chambers of Congress, and past recipients include Rosa Parks, Muhammad Ali, and 8 U.S. presidents. At a moment when immigration is a live political argument, that roster is its own kind of statement.
The Amerigo documentary, also covered by El Indio Gordo, arrives at the same question from a different angle. 2 years of travel across all 50 states, over 1,000 unscripted interviews, premiering on public television June 1st, just ahead of America's 250th anniversary.
And Daybreaker turned One Times Square, the New Year's Eve countdown site, into a sunrise dance floor in May, which Michelle Mitchell covered as something rarer than a party, a monument to beginnings rather than endings. The thread here is what it actually looks like to invest in young creativity, not as charity, but as infrastructure.
New York State Senator Robert Jackson said it directly in Michelle Mitchell's piece on the 545 Youth Film Festival. When young people are given the tools to tell their own stories, they do more than create art. They expand the moral imagination of our society.
The 7th annual 545 Festival, produced by 545 Productions and Inwood Artworks, takes place May 29 at Columbia University's Campbell Sports Center. Free, public, and built around films made in year-round mentorship programs.
El Indio Gordo's piece on Four Seasons Resort Orlando's summer programming approaches youth experience from a different angle. Explore Island's water park, the Kids for All Seasons program, and a 4th night free offer running through September. Recreation as a form of investment in family time.
From a Columbia Sports Center to a Central Florida water park, the common ground is that young people deserve spaces built with intention, not afterthought.
From Ellis Island to a Las Vegas day club to a Harlem stage dressed in purple, this week covered a lot of territory about how people mark what matters.
Recognition, memory, community, creativity. Turns out those aren't separate categories. They keep showing up in the same room. More of that next time.